Hey everybody and welcome to Pals Chat. I am Gina Parker. I am here with my co-host Sadie Teal.
What's up?
What have you been up to, Sadie?
Oh, just ruminating and like just being in absolute despair about what's going on with LA. Not to start on a dark note, but I really think it needs to be talked about. What is happening with the wildfires in Southern California is absolutely atrocious. Mostly I've been
Mm,
doom scrolling. And like I know Hollywood has all of, its flaws, but that says nothing about like the creators, the writers, the people who've lived there for generations, the area itself, the animals. It's like destruction on a scale that I can't imagine. So I've been watching a lot of like TikToks of people literally like going and seeing their homes are burned or vice versa.
mm.
And yeah, but I finally decided like, okay, I'm gonna go back out and try an open mic. There was like a women only and non-binary only open mic out here, and there was like a group of just like seven people. And I went out and like hung out with them and got to play around and stuff and remembered the value of comedy and community and stuff. And my heart is just like broken for all the people in LA. Like I'm obsessed with like Upright Citizens Brigade, all those actors and performers are just in horrible shape. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. Just the world burn. hmm How about you?
Hard to follow that.
Yeah, sorry. Hello, everyone.
What I will say is there are a lot of relief organizations out
Yes.
there helping people, so please donate if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. You gotta take care of yourself as well.
And as we see in every natural disaster, there are some amazing people that are literally just like working beyond their capacity to help others in these like horrible times. So there's always like hope in other humans. It's just systems are not working at all. But yeah, oh, I actually did. I watched a reality show at a friend's house because they're having like a watch party, Traitors. So I watched
Mm.
the first two episodes of that, and I've got my picks. Reality shows aren't necessarily my thing, but I do like the group aspect of like, oh, let's all get together and watch. So far, so good.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. It's like a reality competition show where some people are tapped to be the traitors and to
hmm
take out the other contestants, and it's got the
Yeah, it's like
always fantastic Alan Cumming in it.
oh, Alan Cummings is amazing. Cummings, right?
Hmm.
And his costumes are incredible. And also Bob the drag queen is in it, which is really fun. There's some cool people, and the people that I'm watching with are more like reality show nerds. And apparently, it's like the heavy hitters from all these different shows. So like Big Brother, Survivor. It's like a major crossover celebrity reality show. And I think as I watch it more, I'm gonna get more sucked in.
Speaking of, and that's where I'll make my detour for this week.
Yes, yeah, let's
Um,
move on.
but crossover episodes, do you remember them from when we were younger,
Yeah,
and how did you feel about them?
love loved it. Oh my God, to see like a little sliver of Buffy and Angel, oh, or like vice versa. Oh no, Spike is now coming back and forth, and then Andrew. Honestly, all my crossover references are going to be Buffy and Angel. But how
Mm.
do you feel? I think it's fantastic, unless they like. I've never seen them not get a character right or something over it, but.
Oh yeah, I also have always loved them. You probably missed this, I think, but like there was like for a while the Arrowverse on the CW, which was Arrow,
Mm-hmm.
Legends of Tomorrow, The Flash, Supergirl, all that stuff. And then they do like one thing a year where they like all cross over into each other's shows, which was always a lot of fun.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely get like it's exciting. I don't know what it is. It's just like, oh, you know what it does for me? It makes me feel like the character is more real when I see it in other shows. Like that is now a fuller character, fuller person that exists in a universe. And then it makes me want to see like, oh, what did they cross over into? Let me learn more about that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree totally. Just like a
Mhm.
bigger universe that exists outside of this one little show.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So we'll get into our soap talk. So we have
hmm
November 23, 1984, November 6, 1984, December 19th, 1984. A clip from the week of February 18th, 1985,
Hmm.
and a clip from the week of February 24, 1985.
Nice.
And so as we get more into 1985, almost no episodes exist. It's just like clips.
Hmm.
And so,
So we're back in like the 70s era of like spotty episodes.
mhm. But I mean, there's like some, like someone clipped like a whole bunch of Erica storylines and
Oh, nice.
Adam Chandler storylines. So it's like we'll have a couple of each though. And we have a big murder mystery coming up, which will take up
Ooh.
a lot of time. But for right now, we'll wrap up 1984. So we have Palmer and Cynthia, and everybody has been warning Palmer that Cynthia is a gold digger who's out to seduce him, and he's just not listening to anybody,
He doesn't
including
care.
including his wife.
Oh, God.
So what happens is Cynthia successfully gets in between Palmer and Daisy. They split up.
No.
And then Palmer, within a couple months by this point, has married Cynthia.
Mm, Palmer.
Except, surprise, surprise, she's already cheating on him. We'll get to that. So then here we have Cliff and Nina. So Nina was the one who was big on the faith healer, and her
Hmm.
son was sick for a while. And so she's like, "You need to let the faith healer faith heal him." And he's like, "No," because he's a doctor.
Good move.
And she does it anyway behind his back. The faith healer is a total con man, and so he's like, "Oh, faith healing doesn't work on children," but he does it anyway. Just like holds his hands for a second. The kid coincidentally gets better,
Damn.
and so Nina's all in now. She's like, "Ah, faith healing is real. I've got to give this
Convinced.
guy all my money." All this
Hmm.
stuff, and her husband's super ticked off.
Damn. This isn't faith healing, but my mom has ozone cleaning with the dentist, and she wants to remove all of her fillings and never do fluoride again, which I'm like, oh my God. Looked it up, and apparently removing the mercury-based fillings that this exposes you to more mercury than if you just let them sit there. So that's a little PSA for all of our listeners. Sorry.
So we have Ross and Ellen. They finally gotten married, having just met earlier in 1984. And then by the end of 1984, they're married. Cynthia tried to destroy their wedding. She tried to destroy their reception. Neither worked. Ellen smashed some cake into her face, like, "You tried to destroy my wedding, you be." And
Right.
then within a few months, her husband Ross has cheated on her with Cynthia, who is married to Palmer, his father. So,
Jeez, Cynthia's messy
yeah, so when I said she was already cheating on him after he married her,
with his
it,
own son.
yeah. And it's both like they're both just married, like just married, both of them. And then
That's
they
what,
pull this stuff.
wow.
Erica learned that if she divorces Adam, she'll lose all of his money, essentially. And so she went into the marriage with a lot of debt, and new husband Mike doesn't make a lot of money. He's like a paycheck to paycheck kind of guy.
Mm.
So Erica had to choose between love and money, and she chose love. She chose Mike.
Yay, Erica. That's better than I expected. For some reason, I had it in my head she was like money over
She
everything.
is. She is
Okay.
usually, but she got this idea to basically, while Adam is in the Caribbean getting a quickie divorce, she will try to liquidate all his assets and then take them. But
That's pretty good.
what happens is Adam is aware she's up to nonsense, and so he sends his identical twin brother Stuart to the Caribbean to get the divorce, and he stays in Pine Valley to keep an eye on things and stop her from getting rid of all his money. So she's spoiled a bit there. but the payoff of the fraudulent divorce will come back in 8 years. So
Oh my gosh, amazing.
stay tuned for that.
I love the high percentage. Like there's got to be more twins that occur in soap operas than naturally occur given the population, right?
That's
There's got to
yeah,
be like a high rate of twins in soap operas, right?
hmm. How many twins do you think you've met in your life?
I know for sure I met like a pair of fraternal twins a couple times, but straight up identical twins, I don't think I've ever met like in a way that I actually know them. I've seen identical twins, but how about you?
I
Hmm?
remember when we were in college, Lady was friends with one twin and not the other. But when she was walking through campus, she couldn't tell which twin she was waving to. Um, and so eventually she just stopped waving and just let that friendship die because
Rather burn both friendships than accidentally have two. That's hilarious.
yeah, then have someone look at you weird for waving. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, you know what? Goes both ways. That twin could be waving at Lady.
Hmm. Yeah. I think it was like someone was always like, "Hey, who are you and why are you waving at me?" And Lady was just like, "It's not worth the awkward interaction." So I'm just gonna.
I support that.
So then Benny Sago returns to town. He's Dottie's dad. And he's going to Tad being like, I want you to treat my daughter right. And Tad's like, I honestly want to divorce her.
Hmm.
Um, and Benny's like, you got to get away from this guy. But Dottie just loves Tad. And she's still faking her miscarriage, hoping to get pregnant a second
Dottie.
time so that she can still have a baby with him and still trap him in this marriage.
Dottie needs some perspective. You know what? I hope Dottie learns and grows and leaves Chad behind.
Yeah, she's one of the few who, I don't really know what happens to her,
Hmm.
but I'm excited to find out as we go through.
Yeah, hopefully it's covered in the big blackout that's coming as far as like the episodes. Are you sad about the fact that you're gonna be on like in territory where there's not much as far as full episodes?
Yeah, I really love the full episodes because there's so
Hmm.
much context there.
Yeah.
Um,
And I'm sure there's like a lot of lost like character moments and like little like throwaway jokes and stuff like that that they're not going to include in a compilation.
and I mean whole characters that you just miss because
Hmm.
they're gone by the end of the year. So, okay, so then we have Greg. Greg has started dating the doppelganger of his dead wife. And I mean, Jenny died when she was 18. They were like
Hmm.
little high school sweethearts. So they like just got married and then she died
Ah, awful.
in that jet ski accident.
Hmm.
So he's dating the chick who looks exactly like her. And the people who are kind of supporting him at first are like, I think you're just trying to replace your dead wife. Uh,
Hmm.
especially because he's already ready to propose to her on Christmas, just like he proposed to Jenny on Christmas. So
Yeah, he
he's
needs therapy.
mhm. So he's getting ready to propose to her, and everybody is kind of like, don't.
Don't do it.
But since we're in 1985 now, and the storyline ends in 1984, I'll just say what happens, which
Hmm.
is basically he sleeps with her and keeps calling her Jenny throughout the whole thing.
Oh no.
And they said it was like the most graphic sex scene on daytime at the time. Like
Wow.
he's just sexing her while calling out someone else's name. She's horrified after, and they were engaged at this point, and she's horrified and leaves town. So
Makes sense.
that
You want to be someone's first choice, not just look like their first choice.
so then Jesse and Angie and Jesse's brother Eugene comes to town, and Jesse and Eugene hate each other. Jesse feels like Eugene, well, I guess Eugene did steal from Jesse's mom and Eugene's mom, but, you know, Eugene feels very judged by Jesse, so they just hate each other.
Mm.
Siblings, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got some.
I've got
I've
some.
got a couple.
Is it soap opera drama? You don't have to say more than that.
Yeah, let's just say that. No.
All right, and our last thing is Brooke. So Brooke is a and she is investigating this drug deal that involves like judges and like councilmen and all this stuff. And so her boyfriend Mark starts investigating it and giving her information about this drug ring. She's a news anchor, so she
Hmm.
broadcasts it on the news. She gets pulled into court. The judge presiding over her case is part of the drug ring. He tells her to reveal her source or get sent to prison. She doesn't reveal her source. And I don't think she would anyway, no matter who it was, but it happens to be her boyfriend. So
Oh, yeah. But
she
that's
doesn't.
journalistic integrity.
Yeah, and that's the one thing about this character is that she has a lot of journalistic integrity. She's honestly like maybe one of the best professionals on the show.
Nice.
And so she's like, no, I'm not going to reveal it. She gets sent to prison. People in prison are part of the drug ring, so they're threatening her. They're, trying to beat her up, all kinds of stuff. So she's not having a
Hmm.
great time.
I
And
like
that's
a prison plot.
mhm. And that's where we leave things.
Oh, wow. That was quick. So winners and losers. Hmm?
Hmm.
So loser. Okay, so I think my loser for the week is Palmer because he left his wife and now he's with someone who is a gold digger who's having sex with his son.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's not good. And then for winner, hmm, winner. I I guess Cynthia.
Yeah, she's kind of getting
She's
everything she
kind of
wants.
winning. I was gonna say Erica, but things are kind of messy over there.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
kind of
really.
messy. So Cynthia for now, but I'm sure she will have a comeuppance or like, you know, the consequences of her actions, will be coming soon.
For my winner, I'm gonna say Adam because he stopped Erica from spending all his money and has something that'll
Hmm.
pay off for him again in 8 years, as I've
Mm.
already revealed. So he's my winner. And for my loser, it's Brooke for being unjustly imprisoned. That
Yes,
sucks.
that's a really, yeah, I agree with that. That makes sense.
Uh, all right. So please buy our merch. Please support us on Patreon. If we get 10 Patreon supporters, we'll release all of the episodes of All My Children that we're watching to make the podcast
Nice.
and all of our clips. If you support us with 20 followers, I think we'll release all of our General Hospital episodes that we happen to have in archive. I actually have a
Nice.
lot more of those than I do All My Children's because of, the lack of clips. And
Hmm.
then Passions. I think the entire
Ah,
run was in the internet era, so we should be able to have the whole run of that, which is just
nice.
like 2000 or something episodes.
I
Feels
definitely
like,
could use a rewatch of that.
I mean, just the clips I'm seeing as I'm collecting the episodes are amazing.
I mean, and how sincerely I was like TMI, but like I met my dad and then I was like, going on like custody trips very young, and I would always try to make sure we were back at his place at 1 p.m. to watch Passions in middle school, or else I'd be like, oh, Passions is on. I was so hooked on that show.
I guess the monkey's real name was Bubbles, was
Mm.
nominated for an Emmy
No,
for the
well
whole,
deserved.
or the show tried to nominate Precious for an Emmy, and they said no.
No.
It's
Well,
a
I think
monkey.
they're wrong. I think they're dead wrong. Precious did so much.
I know the clip that I sent to you a few months ago where she was so sad thinking of Luis as she was worried she was going to be sent to the chair or something.
Yes.
I
You
was like,
saw the emotion.
yeah, poor Precious, honestly. Anyway, I think that's it for this week. Well,
Well,
bye.
ah.
Thank you for listening. Our theme song is Wouldn't It Be Nice by Sound Mirage featuring Lady Rand. Please rate and review, download, subscribe, all the things. And you can email us at amcrewatch@gmail.com. Thanks. Talk to you next week.